My husband doesn't do anything. He just sits in his armchair in front of the TV. He just sits there, staring, day in, day out, staring at that idiot box. I remember when we'd go out together, every single day, in the early years. He'd feel too riddled with guilt to let me stay inside, so he dragged me out of whichever activity he'd chosen for that day. Sometimes we'd get coffee, sometimes we'd go to the cinema. It was never for him though. He knew I hated to waste a day, and I knew that he couldn't bear to feel selfish. So every day he'd take me to do something under the guise of genuine desire. But it was only ever for me, and now all he does is only ever for him. It's almost as if he was banking all of those hours he spent on pleasing me. Now he's earned the right to be selfish. And maybe he has. For 40 years, I was dotted on hand and foot. Surprise holidays, hundreds of pounds spent on birthdays. Whichever I wanted, I got it without ever asking. Until one day he just decided I've had it enough. For whatever reason, he became despondent and started spending every day by himself, upstairs in front of that stupid TV. At first I tried to be understanding. There's only so much a man can give of himself before there's not a great deal left to give. So I took to my new duties wordlessly. If he wanted to be shown the same luxury I'd experienced for our life together, then I'd give it to him. Life and love, they're all about give and take, meeting in the middle. Every day I would bring him cups of tea, one every 2 hours. Every day I would cook him all of his favorite meals, 3 meals a day, yet never so much as a thank you. He'd just continue to stare at that TV and expect me to routinely come back to the bedroom, to refill his drink, to take his dirty crockery. 40 years he gave me, 40 years of feeling loved and wanted and truly cared about. This was the least I could do. But then it started to feel spiteful. He started to become messy. Not a little bit messy, but very. He started to leave all of his detritus around him and never take a moment to clean up after himself or even apologize for the mess. Instead, he just let me work around him, picking up whatever he dropped and trying my hardest not to break his line of vision to the television set. The king upon his throne, the queen turned servant. When he stopped watching, that's when I knew this was some sort of sick game of revenge. Regret for the years spent putting me front and center, manifested as spite. Opening the door to the bedroom, seeing him sitting there with the sun beaming in on him, the smell had become unbearable, becoming worse and worse each day. "Arthur, you need to shower," I would say to him. Nothing. "Arthur, you can't live like this. It's disgusting. I can't live like this. Either you start helping me to look after you or I'm getting somebody who can." But as I knew he would, he called my bluff. So just like that, a new task for my daily schedule. Each day, I have been bringing a bucket filled with soapy water to the bedroom and scrubbing him from head to toe. 40 years of surreal perfection. How many days of laborious care does that convert to? When will I have paid my dues? It's been 2 years since Arthur stopped loving me. I cook for him, I clean after him, and I wash him. But he gets messier with each passing day. More and more mess to pick up from the floor, from in the creases of the armchair, from between his legs. And no matter how thoroughly I wash him, his smell is just getting worse. I can smell it when I'm sitting downstairs now. I keep telling him he needs to have a shower. He needs to get in there and wash himself. A good, proper clean. But he just won't listen. He never does. He just sits there, staring at that TV all day long. My husband doesn't do anything. Your attendance has been recorded. Make sure to follow me on social media on your way out. Have your own stories? Submit them on my subreddit. Tune into my stories anytime and anywhere by listening to my podcast. The links to everything is in the description below. Until next time, class dismissed.